Paltrocast. I'm going to say good afternoon. Am I correct? It's Eastern time zone for you?
It is indeed.
Okay, well, thank you for taking the time. How's the day going aside from talking to clickbait writing people who are going to ask things so Blabbermouth picks it up?
It's all good. It's going great. It's going great.
Well, to my eyes and ears, Underdog is the new single. When did you actually track it?
When did we track that? Not too long ago, actually. The beginning of this, or earlier this year, early in the year.
Was it a one-off session, or were other things demoed or tracked around that time?
Just the one-off session.
Wow. So I'm putting words in your mouth here, but it was kind of like we're going on tour, let's have something new to do, and that's the track? Or are you just inspired?
No, we were sitting on it, and since we're independent right now, we're true believers in when we got something good, we want to get it recorded and get it out. So it's just all about, staying nimble, really, and really moving at pace that the creative is moving.
Speaking of the labels and all that, in researching for this interview, and I've been aware of Nonpoint for 20-ish years because I did see you on the very, very weird Sprite Liquid Mix tour that you were on with 311 and Jay-Z. But if you trace Nonpoint's heritage and all that, there were the years on MCA, Razor and Tie, Beeler Brothers, Metal Blade, etc. You guys are survivors. What essentially inspired hey, let's finally go independent and be our own label?
Really timing and the industry. The reason that we move so much and we've been able to survive, and thrive so well is because we like to move at pace, and we like to surround ourselves with people that are being innovative with how they're promoting us, how they're delivering the music, how they're informing our fans. From top to bottom, it's really about knowing that change is sort of like a wave, and you're a surfer. You're either gonna duck underneath it and avoid it. You can get on it and ride it for a minute, but when it's time to jump off, you got to jump off. And at this point, with the way that the growth and value of publishing continues to grow, while old systems and old avenues of promoting and recording and doing a lot of things that it normally took to release and to thrive in the music industry is all changing. And as inflation grows and costs grow, and budgets are constantly getting pushed down, you have to choose whether or not your value is worth what people are valuing you at. So we that we were valuing ourselves higher than at least at level of what dollars we are generating. And when you look at those dollars that you generate and you weigh it against seeing some of those invoices, you start to do the math and you decide whether or not you want to take the risk yourself. And in the new industry, the independent world is really thriving right now. Some of the most popular, fastest moving artists right now are all independent. And it was something that just before the pandemic, we were lucky enough to have the opportunity to test, because everybody was basically home. So by no fault of the label that we were on, or no fault of our decision to go independent, we literally had 2 years to just go, all right, what are we doing here? And after a lot of research and a lot of rebranding and a lot of smart thinking and putting good teams around us, we felt if there was any time, it was going to be now.
Wow. Well, can I give you a compliment? And this feeds into exactly what you just said.
Sure.
Okay. In doing my research, I said, okay, let's see what's on Spotify because sometimes Spotify has content that other places don't. And it said Nonpoint, 1.1 million monthly listeners. That is rare company for bands these days. Is that a stat that you knew about?
Yeah. Yeah. That's another reason that, you know, have, I've, built the team around us that also understands that our numbers are valuable. And
Yeah.
if you take that value and you put attention to it, the same reason that labels want to sign us is the same reason that we're okay with being independent.
Yeah. So when I look at right now, you might have back in the heyday of the early 2000s, you might have sold more units of your records, yet the crowds are bigger now than they ever were. So you playing with Blackstone Cherry in some markets, that's a small arena. In some markets, that's a large theater, but that's better than when you were selling a couple 100,000 units per album on MCA.
Well, give or take, it's you know things have I don't blame anyone for successes or mishaps or failures in our story. Our
Sure.
story. Everyone's gonna say, "Hey, would it have been better if we were over here on this label?" I can't say that, and who's not to say it would have been worse over there? Who's not to say that I wouldn't be exactly where I am right now? So
Right.
we could have been a flash in the pan and not survived 20 plus years. And you know, I've seen a lot of bands in my genre who now are coming back, and we're running into them now, and they ask us how. They even ask us how we've stuck around so much, and it's you know there's no magic potion, there's no winning formula. You do the work, you make the decisions that you make, good or bad, and you learn from your mistakes. And if you don't, then you probably won't thrive. uh
Sure. Sure. So now to rudely interrupt you on that train of thought there, what impresses me is that you guys didn't go away after the first record deal ended. Because most bands that I encounter, most artists that I encounter, they get dropped that first time or they leave their label, even if it was like a golden handcuff scenario where they got an
well,
advance and
well
then they end it.
yeah, well, think about this. The label dropped us, and I dropped To the Pain, my highest charting record and single, to, up until we dropped Ruthless. So my two most popular songs and most popular albums were both released independently.
Yeah, so you somehow magically knew that the record deal was not the end of the rainbow, not to give up. Does that have
No,
to do
no,
with
that stopped me from making music. That shouldn't stop anyone from releasing their music. The music is gonna is you will live or die by that, of course. But you know, you can't think that that solely it's the dollars that you live and die by, because it's not. The dollars will find you as long as you keep creating good art, and that's what we try to do. And for us, it's both sides of the spectrum when we're looking at art. We're Drake and Kendrick Lamar, where we write music that people enjoy and pop in the club and dance, and then we write music for our people and people that are in the strife, and wake up every single day and have to go to fucking work and deal with all the other bullshit that comes with being a human in America, just in general. So it's we like to play on both sides, and because of that, I know that you don't have to, you don't just have to have money to be able to release music.
Well, something that you just mentioned about the different genres and appeals and all that, I've never seen this talked about by Nonpoint, but was the Judgment Night soundtrack as big of an influence on the band as I think it was?
Um, well, certainly on my drummer. My drummer speaks about that record a lot. It was definitely a time, that was Onyx and you know, House of Pain, and it's so many like aggressive rap rock, songs and acts doing their thing on that soundtrack. So yeah, it definitely influenced Nonpoint in some kind of way for sure.
It's been cool to see the evolution of your band stylistically over time. Is there a reason why the band has evolved? Is it just we're listening to different stuff all the time, or are there ever outside pressures to evolve the sound?
No, well, you know, I would I would be lying if I didn't say, around second record, we we had that label moment where the label sits you down and go, "Hey, we need a hit," they're like
Yeah.
most, but who doesn't want a fucking hit? First of all, uh, secondly, it is it is it's the model. It's the model. The label is the company. Companies have investors and shareholders. You got to have profit in order to stay a company, and blah blah fucking blah. So it's not their fault either. Uh, you know, but for us, I guess our styles really have always come from the fact that we're about letting people do their job
Hmm.
in the band. Um, you know, the guys write riffs that they like to play, and then Rob writes beats that he likes to play, um, and then we get it all together, and I'll throw some arrangements out there, put a chorus where a verse was, a verse where a bridge is, and throw stuff around. Um, and it's all influenced by everybody's likes and dislikes.
Hmm.
What they play is what they like, and everyone's uh, musical tastes are always very different in the band. There's that shared obvious respect for good music that we all definitely share. Like we all love Anderson Paak. We all love Eminem and Dr. Dre songs. Whenever they go on in the dressing room, everybody gets pumped. So, um, but same thing goes with when the guys are playing Gojira, or when I'll throw in an At the Drive-In song,
Hmm.
or a Glassjaw song, or something. It's like at the end of the day, we all just like good music, and I think everyone bringing in what they like the most about what they like kind of gives Nonpoint its you know uh, uh, footprint.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we all really love to see bouncing crowds, so there is that traditional non-point bounce that we have to our music.
Well, okay. Well, two stupid questions, and then I let you go. Are you ready for the stupid questions?
Give me, I love stupid.
Uh, First one, I would say you were the most famous person named Elias until the WWE wrestler Elias came along. Was that somebody that you ever encountered? Because you did have the WWE tie-in 10 to 15 years ago.
We have reached out and spoken to each other briefly. We are embedded in the WWE world after Bullet with a Name and Alive and Kicking was in SmackDown. Uh, so and also to what was it? Everybody Down was another one that was in there, and people were using our music for their walkout characters all the time, and so we're lucky enough to have not only grown up during the Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Ric Flair days, but now this next generation of wrestlers and wrestling uh, uh, companies, definitely show the love and reach out every once in a while, and even still to this day use our music to walk out to. So it's
Cool.
it's pretty fucking cool.
And the last one is people have known when they hear you in interviews and they see you publicly, you're a lot more relaxed and pleasant and smiling and natural than you are on stage and on the record and all that. So are you one of the secret golf people in the metal world? That's where I'm curious to find out about. Are you one of the mellow golf people?
When you mean golf people, you mean can I play golf?
Yeah, I'm finding when I ask metal people how they manage to decompress and not be their on-stage, on-record persona in real life, the answer lately I've been getting is golf.
How am I not my persona? You know what? But my mother raised me on a something she said all the time. It's just like, son, just find your peace in whatever it is that you do. That's really what you need to do. And the person that I am on stage is very purposeful, and I know what my it's nice to really have a purpose, and I don't take that lightly. So when I'm on stage, what I say, what I do matters to me. And when I come off stage, I'm looking for some peace, because I'm pushing some serious emotion on stage, and it's a bit of a roller coaster of a ride. So you got to get off the roller coaster.
Right. You're not living the gimmick. Well, the bottom line is thank you for the decades of great music. Looking forward to what's to come. Hope to see you live in New York in the near future. Right now, the Jersey people get you on this Blackstone Cherry Tour, not the New York people. So looking forward to that. And thank you for your time, Elias.
Thank you.
Paltrocast.